Hello, my name is Myra Sardu, and today I want to invite you to a spiritual journey that will change your life. But before I do that, let me introduce myself and talk a little bit about my own spiritual journey. So my spiritual journey started when I was around my 18s, and that happened when I read the book, What the Bleep Do We Know? That book opened my mind. And I started wondering about the quantum realm, the different timelines, how energy affects the body, and many of those metaphysical subjects. But I mainly wanted to answer the three main questions. Who am I? Where did I came from? And where am I going? So to answer those questions and to learn more about those metaphysical subjects, I engaged in Spiritism, I practiced Buddhism meditation, I joined different initiatic orders, practiced shamanism, I engaged in different energetic healing modalities, I did many different spiritual courses, read different books, all of that while I was in college. And my close friends would call me the kid guru. That was so silly. So I was studying mechanical engineering, and I approached spirituality with that scientist or engineer mindset, trying to understand how things work and trying to apply that knowledge, apply those concepts in my life. And even nowadays, I still apply many of those concepts. I was gathering what was meaningful and important for me and discarding what wasn't applicable or meaningful. But in special, Rosicrucianism and plant medicine or shamanism, in a specific Mama Ayahuasca, those two traditions, they taught me so much. And life went on. I finished my graduation. My girlfriend that was with me for the whole college, she became pregnant in the very last year of college. And I worked hard to find a job. I passed a very difficult selective process, and I joined the biggest design build company for food and beverage in the US. And I kept my spiritual practice as long as I could, but I was sharing different roles. I was a husband, I was a father, I was a family man, family guy. And then I decided dedicating most of my time to my career, to establish my career so I could provide for my family. And I put a lot of focus on that. I rapidly moved from Brazil to the US, to one of the bigger offices we have here. Then I became a team lead, and I was the youngest engineer to receive the Mentor of the Year award. Then I became an engineer manager. So the growth was very quickly, but in that time, I also pushed the spirituality aside. One could argue that was necessary, but in the way of working too hard and too much, almost to the point of burnout, I acquired some bad habits, especially between 2018 and 2020. And although financially and on the matter perspective I was doing better, there was something missing. And things were off, even between me and my wife. And in 2021, at some point, she channeled an ascended master, and she scolded us. She said, You two are playing human. There are too many things to be done. There are too many people that will need you too. And you two are just playing human. It's time to wake up because you're almost missing the train. A metaphorical train that we didn't understand back in the days. And after that moment, things start changing again. Ever since that moment, life was never the same ever again. We got in a spiral of healing and evolution that things just moved rapidly. So 2021 was a healing year. After this, we got a wave or waves of healing, and we were not just healing our present lives, we were healing present lives, past lives, ancestrality, and receiving new downloads for what was coming. We started receiving and interacting with star brothers and star sisters in plant medicine ceremonies, and that was never the case for us. So things changed. And all of that led a path in which we joined a huge group in 2022 for a planetary task in Egypt, in an event called Yo Soy, which means I am. It was a great initiation for me. So before 2022, before that specific event, even using the spiritual practices that I have trained and learned over the years, I would still feel drained after a month or two. Like, life was draining me. It was so demanding to keep up with everything. Keep up with a healthy relationship, healthy relationship with everything, a relationship with my job, with my career, with my daughters, with my wife, and everything that entails being an adult in modern life. But something happened. Before that, every 2 months or so, I would need to do like something to reboot my energy. Like a day of silence, diet, an ayahuasca ceremony. And after that event in Egypt, it was almost like I was rebooting on a constant base, on a daily basis, every day. And I was sustaining my energy, something that I didn't know to do before. I would achieve that elevated state of mind, and over the time, I would, get trained again. And I would elevate it again, and that energy would be almost consumed throughout the time. And ever since 2022 in Egypt, I learned how to sustain that state, being the source or finding the source inside of myself, so I can constantly be connected with my intuition, with my higher self, with my guides, with this universal source of energy, and I trust. So a more meaningful life, a more peaceful life came out of that experience. Then I started serving as an Akashic record reader as well. And until that point, my spiritual path was always about myself, developing self-control, developing self-knowledge, developing the psychic abilities. And then in 2022 was the first time that I started serving others, first with the Akashic Records, and then in 2023, I received a call that came from many different directions. Some friends, some clients, they start asking me to put a course together or to share that knowledge. The same call came from my masters saying, it is time. It is the process. You go, you hear yourself, you learn, and after you find that peace, that love inside of you, that state of awareness, you share. You don't retain that for yourself. That's part of the journey. And I put this course together the first time in 2023. And when I did it, I trusted completely that I would know what to say and when, and I would be able to communicate all of the concepts in a very clear way that people would be able not just to understand, but they would be able to experience the concepts. So I didn't have a full picture, very clear full picture when I start designing the course in 2023, but the process was so guided that I closed the course in a beautiful way. And for my surprise, the results were incredible. All the students that were dedicated to the course and did it from the beginning to the end, practicing what I was suggesting in the classes, they achieved a similar level of awareness that I took 11 years to achieve. They were getting in contact with their spiritual masters, connecting with their higher self, and finding their purposes. What I understood after doing that is that if you want to get better, gradually better, you need to change your attitude and your behavior. But to change or to get better disruptively, you need to change your perspective. And that is what I offer in this course, a new perspective about life and metaphysics. It really helped me, and it also helped students in 3 different countries. So I hope it helps you too. So, living in the 5th dimension is almost like an enlightenment package. It offers the tools, many different tools, in many different perspectives to help you finding your own path. From my perspective, God, the Creator, the Source, is so loving that He has a specific path that works for every single individual. And what I give here is my perspective, which involves a lot of what I studied, but especially what I have experienced. So I give you the experiences that explain the concepts, so you can experience for yourself. Some books in spirituality I read over and over, and I couldn't understand. And it took me a while to understand that you cannot understand all of the metaphysic concepts without experiencing them. So that's what I give here, a lot of experiences and different perspectives, so you can navigate through reality and understand better what is unseen, what is beyond the veil of illusion, beyond the Maya veil. So the first module is the IC, which I cover the basics so you can have a solid foundation to start your spiritual journey. So here I'll talk about meditation, the oniric realm, and reality. In the second module, I will talk about, the name of the module is I Understand. So here I will explain the universal laws, or also known as the Hermetic principles, which govern the universe and the non-reality. Then the third module is the I Integrate. We go from the source to the creation, and in the creation we understand what happens and how we interact with reality, what causes us to suffer and to repeat patterns, so we can transcend this. Here I will give you tools to help you to support and heal yourself, transcend this experience, so you can start shaping your own reality. So you touch on the masters, connecting with your guides, and I will give you some new energy tools so they will guide your way. Finally, the fourth module is I Transcend. Here, we prepare to make the path back to the Creator, this beautiful re-encounter with the divine spark inside of us, so you can find your purpose and help create in heaven on earth. Those 4 modules contain 22 recorded classes, and after each module, I will give you an online mentoring that we can talk about the concepts, you can ask questions, you can share experiences. Throughout the course, we also have a WhatsApp group in which we can all share experiences. I don't pretend having all of the answers. I'm constantly growing, evolving, learning, and I'm pretty sure I could remake this course every year because the amount of information I learn every week is tremendous. But at some point I need to convey what I know, and I keep continuing on my path. Now, I designed this course and received this course in a way that it works very well for people that just awaken. Many people, especially now, they are awakening. They have a profound experience that they can deny. They know there is more than what they were told. They know there is something beyond the veil of illusion. There is more than what reality can perceive. And they don't even know where to start. There is so much nowadays, so many paths. Where do I start? So I can give this 11 years of experience compacted in 22 modules. I don't want to say it is a shortcut. It is not. It is a more efficient path. I like to put that way. So the things I do that didn't work, you can go around them and go specifically to the points that work. But it's still your job to practice, to do your homework, commit with yourself. Okay? But, for my surprise, people with more than 30 years of experience in the spiritual realm, with many courses, they were still impacted in a very profound way. So if you have more context, more stud, more knowledge about spirituality, I will tell you that you're going to go deeper in the concepts I will present. And you'll take more from what I'm giving. But I had from this spectrum, from people that just awoke to people that are in this journey for 30 years and they master meditation, they master many psychic abilities, and in the course they still got in a very different level, in a much higher level. So don't worry about being too experienced or not experienced at all. What I will give you here is my perspective, which is only my perspective, so nobody else can give that one. I know that. And this perspective has helped many people. Regarding the price, it's only $330. I think this is a very fair price. I spent way more than 20 times what I charge to get all of the information I convey in this course. My travel to Egypt, my travel to Peru, all of the courses I have done, all of the trips to sacred sites, all of the books that I have read. So all of that, I promise you, that was way more expensive than $330. So I think it's very fair, very fair. And to rephrase my mom, a very wise woman, she always taught me that to invest in myself. She taught me that me was the only long-term asset I would carry throughout the rest of my life. And I did it. That's why I was never afraid of buying knowledge, buying experiences. That's what I like to spend my money with. Travels, courses, experiences. For me, it's a no-brainer, Knowledge doesn't take room. So I would put that way. And even if you're still afraid of investing that money, if you have 30 days, I'm using Hotmart as a platform for the course. And if you don't like it, you have 30 days to reclaim all of the money. No questions asked. Now, if you tell me that you don't have time to do it, so time is an investment as well. And you are the only representative of your dreams in this planet. So if you're not willing to believe in yourself and polish this crystal, my friend, no one else will do that for you. So my invitation and suggestion is stop procrastination, but you are the owner of your destiny. And the good thing is most of us have a busy life in this modern society. So I made this course in a doable and digestible way. You just need commitment. And the commitment is 1 hour per week to watch the class. And then the daily practice will be between 15 and 30 minutes. That is totally doable. You probably spend more time on your cell phone. So maybe shifting a little bit of social media here and there will give the time you need to do the daily practices with discipline, and nobody can do that for you. And if you're still not sure, I will ask you to follow your heart. The heart is the compass. Just follow it. Close your eyes. Be in silence for a little bit. And ask your heart, ask dear spirit, show me the path. Is this course the right to me? Should I enjoy it now? And wait a second to hear the answer.